Last year when you were here with Ava and Candelo, we talked about the process of writing that film. It was such an interesting process. You want to talk a little bit about how you came up with the concept and how you wrote the script for it?
There was no script. I mean, well, we wrote it together with Sylvia, but there was no script itself. I mean, there wasn't a structure. We have the scenes, and we have these points these beats that we want to like hit. I mean, we knew that we want to go from point A to point B, but there were no dialogues and no anything was scripted, and it was it was improvised. So it was like a quite interesting process because they were like improvising the whole script, and it was. I don't know if you want to add something.
And so I'd love to talk to everyone else. Like, what was the process like for you working on this film that didn't really have a script, that was mostly improvised?
I want to talk.
Well, as the director of photography, both of us, we said from the beginning that it was going to be very interested. The fact that it wasn't going to be scripted, and also, like for example, of all of the camera movements and everything, it's also improvised. So we had the opportunity to be like another character and not only like a camera operator watching something going on, but we got to be with the characters there too and be involved in all of the movements and everything that they do.
The most important direction that Ruth gave us, it was like feel Amelia and like to translate the camera into the Amelia feelings. So that's what we do with the light and the camera, and that was it.
It was really hard. Like for our sound department, it was really hard, but we made it. We're here. Yeah, we just have like 2 microphones, and that was it. But yeah, we made it.
So did you shoot in order, or what was that? What was that process? You know.
We wanted to shoot in order, but the budget didn't allow us, so we couldn't. So it depended on the locations and the availability of them. So, but it was not in order.
So you said that when you started this film, you kind of knew you wanted to get from point A to point B. As you were journeying from point A to point B, did point B change?
Not that much. No, not really. I mean, we knew where we wanted to go. We didn't know how the journey was, but no. But the point B, I think it didn't change. What do you think? No.
It changed in the rehearsals. It changed a lot because there was like a first script and it was nothing like the movie. But after rehearsing and doing a lot of improv, everything changed. Everything. We were like, oh, we have to write another movie. Yes.
In fact, it changed a little bit last year when we were here at Outfest. We had a script and we already started the rehearsal process, but when we were here, we said, I think we need to change some things, and we changed it after being here.
Our 4 characters, they feel so specific. They feel very lived in, they feel like real people. Did you always know that's kind of who each person was going to be, or in the rehearsal process or even in the shooting process, did that change? How much of it was improvised and how much were kind of points that were specific, that you had specifically kind of assigned to each person?
I think from the beginning, we knew which actress was going to play each character, and all of them brought something to the character. I think when they watch it, they say, "Okay, that's not me," but I think they're a little bit them, or a lot of them in there. But the thing is, the rehearsal process was quite long. I mean, we had like these 6 or 7 months rehearsing, building these relationships, and things changed during the process. But I think it's I think it's not possible to separate the person from the character or the actress from the character. So there's a mixture in that process, but and that's what it feels truthful, I think, because they became, well, they were friends before the shooting, but now I think they're closer because of this process, and I think that was the most important for us, to feel their relationship, to feel they are real friends.
And for the rest of the crew, I'd love to hear a little bit more about what was your biggest challenge, kind of, again, since it wasn't scripted, what was your biggest challenge in following the story and making sure that you were capturing what the story needed, even though you weren't exactly sure how it was going to happen?
Hello, I'm glad for see everyone in here. My English is not well, but I do my best. I'm the producer and the best challenge and the hard challenge. The biggest was the budget, because it's a short film budget, so it was really. In the first step, when I talked with Ruth and Sylvia, I was scared, you know, because it was my first feature, and this feature, it was with low cost in everything. So it's everything shining with location, with catering, with everything, you know. So do a feature with this budget is amazing, you know, because it's learned too much to do things, do films, do everything you want. So this is a big challenge, but this is awesome. I really love do this film because second start on the right is that you follow what you want, you know. So it's everything. The second star on the right is this dream in about everything department, and I don't know, it's awesome.
Okay, the biggest challenge was like everything. When Ruth told me like there's no script, like there's no dialogues, I was like, okay, what I'm gonna do? I don't know. And then, well, we were like just two people working on the sound department, so it was like harder. But okay, it was fun. It was fun because we were running behind both of the cameras, because it was like two of them. So there was like just two guys, like two boom operators, like running and like trying to get everything clean. So yeah, that was like my first challenge. And then the second one, it was like a funny one and a fun one, because all of the songs, like you heard, the 80% of us like sang it. Like Sylvia sang, Alejo, and all of us sang. So it was like really cool, because there's people that they don't know about music, but all of us like did our best, and then yeah, yeah. But it was awesome because we did it like by ourselves, like it was our song. So yeah, that was like really awesome.
I have like two big challenges. One of them was being alone for like a big part of the movie, because I don't know if there's actors or actresses in the audience, but it's so hard to act alone. And I was so scared, and I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this, Ruth, I can't. And she was like, yes, you can. And I was so scared, but at the end, we made it. And the other one was the singing part, because I didn't know I can sing. So it was like really, I was impressed. I was like, oh my God, Danny, how did you do that? Oh my God, I can sing.
Well, it seems both you and Amelia are being pushed out of your comfort zone.
Oh yeah.
So I'd like to talk a little bit about the decision, one, to use black and white, and then to use color, and then also to bring in the singing element.
Well, in fact, that's a question we get a lot, but it's not really black and white. We try to make people think that it's black and white, but we wanted to create this gray scale because Amelia is not black or white. I mean, she's in between. So that was why we chose to use this black and white. And it has these colorful moments because there are moments that not only Amelia, but the group of friends are being who they really are. I mean, they're like being, they are being complete with all with the full colors. So that was the main decision. And the singing part, it was something that came like at the end of the, I think like 2 weeks before we shot, and it was a little bit scary, and then we thought it was a little bit risky, and maybe that. But we felt that it has to be like this. I mean, I don't know. For me, it happens to. I don't know if it happens to all of you, but sometimes I feel that a song could represent what I'm feeling more than anything else in the world. So we said, okay, what about if we do it? And we said, if we're feeling it, we're going to do it. So we did it because we were feeling that, and this movie was about being who you really are, and I think that's what we really are. So that's what we do.
Well, I will say the joy in those shots definitely came through, because I don't know if you noticed, but we used a lot of footage from your film in our trailers, so it definitely comes through. And so who wrote the music?
There are two main songs that were written with for two like Spanish pop groups from the early 2000s with La Oreja de Van Gogh and El Sueño de Morfeo. They were songs that I grew when I was a teenager. I was listening to them all the time. There are other music from Colombian singers, Adriana Ospina and Kate Cuellar, and the last song, the credit, the title sequence, it's an original song that Danny and Fabio wrote, and Danny is one of the singers for Silvia. Now I think they're going to start a band together or something. We just showed a music video like a month ago from this song, and they are like singing reggaeton right now. But we use different music in the feature.
Has it played home yet?
Yeah, it just once at a film festival in Medellin. It was the opening movie, and it was very good. I mean, we thought that we were not going to be able to screen it there, and we did it. And I think we're going to be on theatrical in September, so it's quite a big deal.
So this film has been playing a few festivals in the U.S. Is there a difference between how the audience reacted in Colombia to here, and also to everyone when the theatrical release happens? What are you most excited for, and what are you most anxious about?
I think some of the jokes or some of the references are more understandable here in the U.S. because I think we grew up with this pop culture with Britney Spears and Saved by the Bell references all the time, and some of them were missed in Colombia, I think. And about the theatrical release, I don't know. I don't like to think about that because it's so scary. But I don't want to think about that. I don't know if you want to say something. Say something.
No.
We don't know what happened. We don't know.
I got to say something.
Oh yeah, yes, please.
I think that what makes me more scared about the theatrical in Colombia is that maybe I feel like in Colombia there's like, we think there's certain way of doing Colombian movies, you know? Like we have this category already of what a Colombian movie is. And it's really like these Cannes film festivals, really slow, really, and that's what critics in Colombia like, and that's what a lot of people think that's what Colombian movies are. So what I like the most also about the theatrical in Colombia is the fact that we're going to show this movie that they won't expect at all that will be a Colombian movie. So that's really exciting for me, because I hope we are going to help to change the concept of what a Colombian movie is.
Do we have any questions from the audience? Right over here.
I just want to say two things. Number one, being the descendant of a Colombian mother and a Colombian father, I'm so proud to see you guys do such a wonderful job with this movie. And number two,
Thank you.
how did the sound team and the director come up with this idea of, during some of the drunk scenes, of blurring out the audio? Because that really feels, that's kind of like what it really feels like. How do you guys come up with that idea?
Okay. You know, everything was improvised, so no, I'm kidding. We talk like before we start the movie, and then there was like some time that Amelia like get inside herself. So Ruth told me that, and I was like, I think that's what the people need to like feel, you know. And then yeah, we thought about it, and we thought like Amelia is the point of view. So yeah, that's it. I don't know if you want to say something. I don't know if I answered that
No,
question.
you certainly did. What a great concept, guys. That was great.
And a lot of research, I think, that we're going to continue after the screening.
I mean, it certainly did seem like you guys had a lot of fun on set. Do you have any,
Yes.
like, what is your favorite memory from shooting the film?
Oh my God, so many memories.
Empieza el conteo.
I don't know. I think, for instance, this at the end of the movie where they're like shooting themselves with an iPhone, they were really shooting themselves. There were times that they left the house where we were shooting, and we said, "Where are they? I mean, what are they doing?" And they came back with so many footage. I mean, we said, "Okay, this is too much."
And the police came. Yes. And we were, no, we're shooting a movie. And the policeman was looking us with an iPhone, and he was like, "Yes, of course, you're shooting a movie." And we were like, yeah, it's true, we're shooting a movie, please. And we're not drunk, I swear.
Yeah, but so many memories. I think I don't know.
What do you want to memorize?
Like, for example, the last song, we were singing it all the time. Like, every time, everywhere, lunch, every day. At the end, we were just like, please don't sing that song anymore.
I think that the best memory for me was like 6 months before the movie was shot, that Ruth like invite us like really secretly, like in WhatsApp was like we have a date someday, and we see like 5 or 6 people, and Ruth was like, we're going to make a movie. We're 6 people, we don't have money, but we're going to make it. Do you want to get in? Okay, Ruth, we're in.
And for me, it was a really interesting process because I was the last one to join the team, and I joined it like 20 days before we started shooting. And I went to her office, and she was like, "You want to take photos in my movie?" And I was like, "Okay, I will. Why not?" So for me, it was interesting because I was on set all the time, almost all the time, watching the actors acting, the directors, and all the time doing their stuff. And it was, the most important part here is that we were building more stronger relationships between us, because I was the new was there. So I was like eating alone and all the stuff, but I started to join more. And of course, yes, I did. I started to join more with them and being like more friends, and then being brothers and then sisters and family and family and yeah. So now I'm here, in front of you, and that's it's like a dream. Like it came with an open eyes, you know. So yeah, no, every time in the set was, you know, the best. I think one of the best experiences of all our lives.
I enjoy everything, like from the beginning till today. Like it's every time I see this movie, it's amazing. I feel like love. That's it. Like this is my family, and yeah, for real. Like we built something more than just a movie. It was like we're gonna make films, and we're gonna be the strongest crew ever. So yeah, but also I love like recording every single one to make that song. It was really awesome because we did like a karaoke time before they start like to record. So they like whatever they pick up a song. Like I remember Sylvia did, I think like oops I did let it go, and she was like, okay, I have to warm up for the song and I'm gonna record it, and she was let it go. It was really awesome, and everybody did the same. So yeah, it was awesome, like record every voice or whatever.
Oh, I don't know. No. I really love the moment that the first time I saw the movie, because when you are a producer, you so far of this process of filming of in the set of whatever. But in this moment, when I see when I saw this movie, I don't know, I identified with this character, with Amelia, and I really love that I do everything, you know, that I was part in this movie and do make it possible, you know. So the producer is so far, but in this moment, I think that everything was worth it. So the dream come true, you know. So it's really
So I'd love to talk a little bit about Amelia's bisexuality and how her friends kind of view it as part of this package of her immaturity, or how she hasn't grown up yet. So I'd love to talk a little bit about how you talked about approaching that, because I think it's such a nuanced portrayal of what it's like.
I think that there are like sentences that we got into real life, when sometimes we told people I'm bisexual, people told us, okay, that doesn't exist. And we said, okay, why do I have to explain everything that I'm feeling or that I am? And they are sentences that we get in real life, and we thought, in fact, Amelia wasn't bisexual before last year's Outfest. And we realized that she needed to be, when we were here, we said, okay, that's something that we need to like stand for.
Yes, yeah, it's the way I feel with my family and friends, and so we have to. I needed to express that, but because it's like my daily issue with everything. My family thinks it's just like I don't know, like black or white. Yes, a face. Yes, it's more like a face. Like, yeah, you'll grow up, and I'm like, no, it's who I am. But yeah.
And I also want to talk about, it's so interesting to be part of this Q&A and to see this group, because when you were here with Eva and Candela, it felt like such a close, like it was very intimate, and it was, it was mostly just, two people on screen, and to see this group, it seems like almost a natural progression of this kind of filmmaking that you're doing, and also of the characters that you're building. So, do we have any other questions from the audience? Right there.
Well, I'm also Colombian. I feel very proud of them. Like, really, guys. Like, for me, I mean, it's amazing. I have been here, like, I think that maybe 11 years already, and I have been seeing probably only 3 Colombian movies in a theater, which I think that, I mean, what you guys are doing with the budget, that I know what is the budget in Colombia, is pretty awesome. And also to have a small venue here, like, is also like something to be proud of. I want to ask the director, because I'm an editor, so I want to ask like how much involved you were in to the editing process and try to, you know, like try to deal with. I mean, I see a lot of comedy, but also Amelia is pretty fucked up at the end. So, so I want to see how you were really like having a balance to make sure that it's not all about comedy, but also you guys are delivering a very strong message. You know, like from her sexuality, but also from the culture that is very conservative and yeah, like I just want to know a little bit of that thing.
Well, for the first question about the editing, we edited together. The both of us edited because the crew is not much bigger than you're seeing right now. I mean, there's a little like 4 or 5 people more, but we edited together because I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't know. We're kind of control freaks, so we want to control almost everything. And about the comedy thing or the comedy question, I think we didn't realize until like when the process began that it was a comedy. And we didn't want to approach it as a comedy, I mean, because Amelia as a character was struggling with real problems that were dramatic problems for her. So we didn't want to like push the comedy, I mean, because we didn't thought about it as a comedy. So I think in the editing process we didn't try to push that comedy. I mean, it came like naturally because that's what happens. And I think, well, you're Amelia, or you were Amelia, but I think it wasn't funny for you, so we didn't want to push that.
No, actually, it was like a huge drama for me doing this character and all the process. It was like a really hurtful, I don't know, like journey. And yeah, after we finished the movie and we had the first cut, we watched the movie and we were laughing, and we both were like, what's going on? Why are we laughing? And then we were like, okay, maybe it's a little bit of a comedy. But we didn't know that, and we never approached the movie as a comedy.
Well, that's about all the time we have. I just want to thank all of you for coming and for sharing this amazing movie with us. And thank you also for coming.